Okay, hello everyone. It's been a long time. I have not posted anything on the channel, but today I've got a game to discuss with you guys, and hopefully you enjoy this game. So I was playing with a guy who is rated 1794, almost 1800, and my rating is somewhere around 1417. So there are certain interesting facts about this game which I would like to share with you guys. Hopefully this might help you for your future games. So let's start the game. So this is a simple traditional opening that I have. 5 black plays the same. This is the things which I just want to hook up on the pawn, which is in just diagonal to the king. Which I was not sure about what exactly he wants to do it, whether he wants to open up the queen or he wants to bring the pawn which is in front of the queen right in front of my knight to block it, or not sure. Okay, I just blocked the knight so that it doesn't pin down my knight with the camel or the rook. Sorry, there are some mistakes. Bishop. So I just open up this so that it doesn't blocks my knight with the bishop. And let's see the next move. Okay, this is pretty quick. So he did just open up for its bishop to get out, and I did open up for my bishop to make a way. So next I play. So it's like it's kind of a making for a castling move. So I did played my knight out so that even I am prepared for the castle. He just made this particular center a little stronger. So I just tried to pin down the knight so that it doesn't move the knight if I take off this particular pawn which is in the center, that is e5. So I just wanted to make it a little weaker. I'll just pin down the knight. Now the next move is really interesting. It castles. What should I do? I did castle. Now after my castle, he tried to push my bishop back. So I just thought, like, instead of taking my bishop back, I'll just take off the knight and I'll just weaken this particular section. Okay, so I weaken up that particular section. I brought in the queen, but ideally in this scenario, I should be taking off with the bishop. I don't want the queen to out because this will make the game more interesting, and it makes it very fragile in the mind for the user to think, okay, now I have got my queen out, so I'm ready to move here and there. So that is something which is interesting over here. So it took off. What did I do? I just blocked any sort of entry, so to pin down my knight over here with the bishop c8. So I just blocked it. So this is something interesting. Now the interesting move. I'm not sure what really try to do over here by bringing the king to h7. So this is something interesting. So I was just thinking on this particular move. Then later on, I just thought it's okay, it's fine. And what did I do? I just tried to, make my this particular pawn a little stronger, which is f2, and also I'm just putting some stress on the pawn which is at h6, but it's just a fake stress, nothing much. Next thing, it it's a wild move to take off my knight, sacrifice his bishop. Ideally, I'll just take it off. Now it has weakened my knight over here on f3, so f3 is weak. Anytime it can pick it up. So what did I do next? Check it out. Took my knight, it got in. I lost my knight. That was an invitation, which I took it. Now my pawn, which is on h3, is weakened up. The queen cannot do anything. It's just a little blocked over here. what is the next place is bringing down this pawn which is at h6 to h5. Now it is trying to attack this particular region where my king is aloof. And it's trying to attack at this particular space. So now this counter to this, I brought in my knight so that I can advance this to somewhere around g3 to strengthen this part, and I would not like the queen to invade inside. So I played that. So it was very interesting. Now, here's something that is unusual. It plays and it pins me for my queen. So now I'm inviting the trouble. Here's the trouble. I play my queen to the center, attacking the center, that is pawn d6. So here it is. Here it is where I have trapped the opponent. So it took my knight. It thinks it has weakened up this particular section, but still I have made this a little stronger because I have two rooks face to face and I am guarding this pawn which is on f2. So this is something which I invited the black. Now I just went in. So I have put up a threat to rook from here. So there is a threat, but opponent has other way of thinking. It thought it will get me a check. So this check is pretty interesting. It is really important because I had been pinning down onto the rook. Either it has to save that rook or play something else. So now I took it back, and now it decided to win this game by getting your queen, thinking that I'm going to pick this up. So what did I do? I pick up the rook. Uh, Naturally, I'm going to do that. Even it takes off my pawn, it is not going to get over that easily. I still have certain amount of data left. So if it takes off, I'm not going to get check, but I can take off the pawn which is at f7 and I'm going to give the check, and I'm going to be like running wild at its king. So what it does, it plays the bishop out, protects it f6. So it thinks it has protected it, but my pawn which is at h3 is still under attack. So I try to safeguard that, and I think this has been overlooked. It takes off, I take it off. Game is over. I go back here. Easy picking. He resigns. So here, I'm thinking the opponent was too optimistic with its queen. That doesn't mean your queen is everything. Okay, so you have to think a lot when you're riding your queen inside the opponent. There might be certain pickups which might look very okay. Thank you.